What if I told you Gattaca wasn't just science fiction, but a quiet warning about our future? A film that felt like a distant possibility when it released, yet today echoes louder with every breakthrough in genetic science. Gattaca imagined a world where your DNA decides everything. Your job, your status, your relationships, even the limits of your dreams. In that world, destiny wasn't chosen, it was assigned, not by teachers or parents, but by a microscopic sequence of biological letters embedded before you even took your first breath. Back then, it felt extreme, a cautionary tale rather than a prediction. But today, genetic engineering is no longer fantasy. It's a rapidly expanding reality. With tools like CRISPR, scientists can edit genes with unprecedented precision. We can remove hereditary diseases, correct mutations, and, in theory, even enhance physical or cognitive traits before birth. What used to be impossible is now being tested in laboratories around the world. And that brings us back to Gattaca's chilling warning. Because the film didn't fear science itself, it feared what humans would do with that science. Gattaca warned us what happens when perfection becomes a requirement instead of a choice. In the film, people weren't judged by their creativity, their determination, or their talent. They were judged by the probability of their future failures, by percentages, by genetic forecasts, by letters that supposedly defined their worth. And that's the fear we face now. If we can engineer so-called better humans, who gets to decide what better even means, who decides which traits are worth keeping, and which should be edited out, who gets access to these enhancements, and who gets left behind. Imagine a future where wealth doesn't just buy comfort, it buys biological advantage. Imagine entire generations being engineered with superior immune systems, stronger bodies, heightened intelligence, or perfect physical symmetry. Not because nature chose it, but because someone could afford it. Gattaca showed us a society divided by DNA, where natural-born people were seen as flawed. They weren't disadvantaged because they were less capable. They were disadvantaged because society believed they were. It's discrimination wrapped in scientific justification, prejudice delivered through data. And yet, Gattaca also showed something more powerful than fear. It showed human spirit, determination, the unbreakable belief that we are more than our biology. Vincent, a man born without genetic advantages, proved that the human will cannot be measured, predicted, or edited. He exceeded every expectation, not because of perfect genes, but because of perfect persistence. His story reminds us of a truth we often forget. Potential isn't something written into DNA. It's something forged through experience, failure, passion, and relentless effort. Genes may influence who we are, but they do not dictate what we can become. So the real question isn't whether genetic engineering is good or bad. Science is neutral. Technology is neutral. What matters is how we choose to use it. Will we use it to cure diseases, end suffering, and improve lives without creating new forms of inequality? Or will we chase an impossible vision of perfection that divides humanity into the engineered and the natural, the chosen and the overlooked, the valued and the dismissed? Will we choose compassion? Or will we choose control? Will we allow science to serve humanity? Or will humanity serve science? Gattaca wasn't predicting the future. It was reminding us that we still control the direction we take. The choices we make today in labs, in laws, and in conversations about ethics are shaping the world our children will inherit. We stand at a crossroads where science holds extraordinary power. But power without wisdom becomes danger, and progress without empathy becomes oppression. The future isn't written in our genes, it's written in our decisions. So as gene editing becomes more advanced, faster, and more accessible, we must ask ourselves the question Gattaca whispered decades ago. Are we prepared for what comes next? Are we ready to draw the line between healing and altering, between prevention and perfection, between equality and advantage? Because the real threat isn't the technology. It's forgetting the value of imperfection. It's forgetting that struggle shapes character. It's forgetting that unpredictability is part of what makes humanity beautiful. Maybe Gattaca wasn't warning us about genetic engineering at all. Maybe it was warning us about losing our humanity in the pursuit of control. Leave a comment below. Share, like, follow, and subscribe for more.